By Transport Evolved. Hello Mark, happy Tuesday. It's nearly time for Easter eggs. I hope you're excited. Just in case people haven't seen it, Mark, I just want to direct people at the new Transport Evolved website because I think it looks really amazing. You've been working very hard today on making a few tweaks and we have our new logo. Woo! We'll be putting them on t-shirts soon that you can buy at home. But now on to the thought of the day. I'm going to run through some quick responses to previous thoughts and I'm going to do it really quickly. Places that charge you what seems like a reasonable amount of money for very little work to your car. I think they're taking advantage of the fact that we don't know how cars work anymore. And really what I'm arguing for is for people to have enough knowledge so that they know that they're not being taken advantage of when something goes wrong with their car. I'm not talking about them being able to fix their car from, being stuck at the side of the road. I'm talking about them being able to tell if the dealer's telling them a load of rubbish or not. Chokes. Automatic chokes were rubbish. I remember putting a manual choke on my sister's car with her. She had an Austin Maestro back in the 1980s, FNG521Y. We put a manual choke on because the automatic one was so rubbish. I think that people who drive alternative fuel cars at the moment are generally enthusiasts, so they tend to have a higher level of knowledge than your average motorist. But there are some skills that you can teach sort of first-time learner drivers and simple things like how to check your tyre pressures, how to drive economically, how to drive efficiently, how to be able to shop for a car that's efficient and economical. That's not in the driving test, maybe it should be. Chinese whispers and misinformed dealers. I think it's the automaker's responsibility to ensure that the dealers are not sullying their name. And I think the Chinese EV whispers are very, very dangerous. Now on to your thoughts from yesterday. Rapid charging and ecotricity. It is very good news. I'm very excited because I currently use the Ecotricity Rapid Charge network quite a lot to get to and from London. As you know, I'm about 120 miles out of London, and if I want to get to London in the rush hour, it costs me somewhere in the region of £100+ for a return ticket if I haven't booked a train ticket a month in advance. Working in the industry that we do, Mark, it's sometimes very difficult for us to know that something's happening 4 weeks ahead. Often we only get a week, sometimes even less in terms of notice. So we often have to just jump in a car and drive there. And for me, the electric highway from Bristol to London is a lifeline. And if I can stop at every quick charge station and quick charge, I can actually get to London in a reasonably quick amount of time. Arguably, it's not quite as convenient and quick as it is on the train, and I can't work while I'm travelling, but it's still pretty good and it's free at the moment. I think that it's potentially going to be very good news for EVs and EV owners because people will buy more EVs if they think there are more rapid charging stations coming. And already I've had to queue sort of 3 times in the past 2 weeks for a rapid charger, and there aren't that many EVs on the road yet. I'm going to make a trip in a few months to Switzerland by EV, and today I've actually just decided not to take my Nissan Leaf. It's because I don't trust the charging stations, many of whom are the same manufacturer that make the Ecotricity ones, and I just don't trust they're all going to be fixed in time. The proof is in the pudding, and I'm going to be watching this one very carefully, as I know you are. But what do I want to talk to you about today, Mark? I want to talk to you about older electric cars. You see, here on eBay, where the old electric cars often live, you'll see all sorts of used and older electric cars. You'll see cars like the G-Wiz, the Mega City, or the Mega Nice as they used to call them. You might even see something like an Enfield electric. And I wonder if these EVs are still doing a good service to the EV world, or if they just give EVs a bad name. Older EVs are often full of lead acid batteries, which are heavier and less reliable than the lithium ion batteries we have in today's modern cars. And by that I mean you have to replace them every couple of years, as opposed to a lithium ion battery which will probably last the life of the car. People tend to run those lead acid batteries like the G-Wiz's cars down into the ground, and eventually all these cars just end up being left on driveways and in garages. Do they just make things worse for EVs? Are second-hand, older generation, previous generation EVs a good idea? Should we be advocating people buy them as first EVs? Or should we just tell them to skip that and go to today's modern brand new EVs? I'd be interested to see what you think. Have a great evening and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye Mark. Bye Transport Evolved. Oh, and Mark, good job on the website.